What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB. Once again. So, Fabio Argus Wardley. Wardley. What's next for him? We've got a few things still. That's what we got right now for you, man. Let's cut to the first one. Immediately after the fight. I mean, listen, these guys are fighters. Full respect to Wardley. But he starts saying, yeah, I'd have Usyk next and I can always clip him. This Ben Davison magic, man. This Mr. Maggie Davison magic. He must be sprinkling on these dudes' heads. It's wild. Anyway, here we go. Bosh.
To maybe get you thinking too much, and after this, do you think you maybe need a couple more guys of this level before you go in with the real seasoned elite? Because someone like an Usyk, for example, can really get people overthinking. I think you mentioned that before from when you sparred with him.
Yeah, of course. Look, don't get me wrong. The caliber of Usyk, that type of level of opponent, is extremely high. But we've seen how quickly and how much I can learn from a performance before. The first Fraser fight is evidence of that, leading into the second one of how I made the adjustments and changed things around. So I am very much a student of the game, student of myself, and a student of the performances I put out. And me and the team will sit down, analyse them, exactly look at where we went wrong, things we did right, things that didn't work out, and we'll bring them into the next fight, regardless of who it's against. It doesn't matter. But no, I don't believe that. I believe that I'm very much ready for the top level. Those top guys, I have fight-changing, fight-ending ability. That's always in my pocket. Look, a man like Deontay Wilder did pretty well off kind of having that in his bag all the way through. So,
Okay, so you heard it there. The interviewer says, do you want some more mid-level fights, or are you ready for the like of Usyk, who's going to be making you over for sure? And Wardley essentially says, well, look what I did with Fraser Clark. I'm like, Fraser Softbones, come on, people. I like Fraser Softbones Clark. He's good peoples. But still, Fraser Softbones Clark, he's not Usyk, man. And he wouldn't get Usyk next anyway. Usyk's not going to fight Wardley. He's going to be, that'll take probably 3 or 4 fights down the line, and Usyk can be out of here. But even a Dubois, I mean, could he catch Dubois? Listen, I think Hooney can't punch, yeah. When Hooney's laying it on you, and you, even then. But Dubois might be more upright to catch flush. But listen, man, when that ramrod jab, people, Hooney's jab, who can't punch, was popping his, come on. Yeah, we'll see how much Wardley's potentially overthinking when Dubois' jabs rattle him in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? He could, though. He could look at the floor and bowl his right hand over there. I think AJ caught Dubois with a similar shot. Does Wardley have more power than AJ? No, Wardley at his best is, at this point at least, probably more ferocious than AJ. But even that, Wardley's ferociousness is melting away as he fights better competition. He went in there with Fraser Softbones. Okay, but we didn't see really any ferocity. And Justice Hooney, who's known to be chinny, Wardley had some success in round 1, some success in round 3. It didn't really go nowhere. So you have to believe that he gets magical success with Dubois out of somewhere. It's a magic shot. It's a magic trick. And people, if Wardley didn't find that magic trick against Dubois, he's out of there in 6 or 7. Too leaky deaky. If Hooney could have punched, Wardley would have been out of there in 7. It's the truth. Yeah? I don't like, we get it. There are elements of Wilder there-ish. There are elements of that-ish. At the same time, I've got a video coming soon, an expose of Ben Mr. Maggie, Custiamato Davison. And it seems like he's obsessed with this overhand right. He's obsessed with it. AJ, all AJ wants to do is look at the floor and bowl his hand over now. Wardley, the same thing. If these guys can't look at the floor and bowl their hand over, like AJ versus Ngannou and Bonga, or this one here, Wardley versus Hooney, or Italma, he likes bowling it over as well and slapping people on the back of the head. If they can't do that, AJ couldn't do that against the boy. How'd it work out for him? He looked lost. It's like all they're training for, and Wardley said this, yeah, we were practicing that shot all the... You can't just practice for a big right hand. The game ain't that simple. It's just not. And obviously all the Wardley fans. I like Wardley. I liked him when he was ferocious, though. This whole sitting back and trying to ping someone. Okay, he got you out of jail this time. Could he make a career of it? Maybe. Yeah, I'm ready for... Listen, man, you're not ready for the top guys. End of the day. I saw another video. Where is it? Here. Caballero or Parker next? Caballero would do Wardley proper arm. Honestly, Parker would too probably. If you fight people, if you had trouble with Hooney, Parker and Hooney are actually very similar. Parker can punch more than Hooney, and he's got a much better chin. If you're having problems with Hooney, man, you don't want Parker. You don't want Caballero. Even Wardley on his best day, he don't want Caballero. Don't want Caballero, man. That's the last thing he wants. If he couldn't, the pressure from Hooney had him on skates, man. You don't want Caballero chopping him half to death, man, up and down like a heavy bag. You don't want Caballero. He don't. That's the last thing he wants. That won't be good for him. That won't be good for my light-skinned brethren. Caballero in there, 250 pounds of sandy inside fighting that's just on your ass, not a minute to breathe. Wardley's footwork ain't good enough. Usyk might be. I'd back Caballero to beat Usyk, but Wardley's footwork ain't good enough. You're gonna have to have a whole bunch of footwork and angles and chopping and changing. If you're pulling back in straight lines and you're doing a leaky deaky on the defense, that's all you've got. All Wardley's defense was blocking the jab with his face and pulling back and rolling at the waist. If that's all you've got, it's a wrap for you against Caballero. You've got to have something edgy. Yeah? If it was enough just to pull back, Zhang would have negotiated the fight. If it was enough just to pull back, Frank Sanchez would have negotiated the fight. Both of which, I'd argue, have better footwork or as good as, and or boxing ability than Wardley does. Zhang's a much bigger puncher than Wardley as well. Much more refined puncher. Whoosh, straight down the line. I'm not even sure you catch top level fighters. You caught Hooney, who's green. I'm not even sure you catch high level fighters. You caught an MMA fighter in Bunga. I'm not sure you catch top level fighters predictably with a look at the floor and bowl a right hand over. Even Wilder in his prime. A lot of his shots, yeah, he would get wild, but a lot of his right hand shots, where they were pinging, it wasn't like I don't really remember Wilder looking at the floor and bowling it over. He would just be leaning back like a big praying mantis and then yeah. Might be a bit of curve on it at the end, but for the most part, it wasn't. I don't remember seeing Wilder looking at the floor and overhanding so much. I just don't remember seeing that. So at the top level, you need that. When he put Ortiz out, 65 years old or not, Ortiz is experienced. He's been in the Catskills in 1980 with Mike Tyson, giving him some good work. So he's seen it all. Yeah? His legs were old, no doubt, but he's seen it all. His legs are in the air, all sorts. So this overhand right, man. You got to have more to your game. You got to have something more. I'm sorry. For the top level man. Now, that's that part done. Wardley then goes on a bit of a side mission. A few days later, he's probably sobered up a bit, and he starts being more realistic, and starts mentioning apparently Pulev and Hunter, they're fighting for a WBA strap, and Wardley says, yeah, I think I'll fight the winner of that, which is that's where he's at. But if Hunter comes in good shape though, if Hunter's red hot, that could be a long night for him as well, for Wardley, because Hunter can box. Did Hunter get stopped by Usyk? I'm not sure, but that was quite a competitive fight. Let's have a look. Usyk, box rec. I'm pretty sure they fought. I'm not sure Usyk stopped him at cruiserweight. But we saw it with Bacoli. Hunter boxed circles round Bacoli. And that was Bacoli at 250 as well. Where's the Hunter fight? Michael. No, 12 rounds. So Hunter went the distance with Usyk. Usyk won 117, 110, which is how many rounds? Must be by 5 rounds he won. So what would that be on the cards? What would it be? I don't know what it would be. I can't do the maths in my head, unfortunately, folks. Well, it must be 4 to 8 is 116, so it must be 9 to 3. How is it 5 then? How is it? I don't know, man. I don't know how many rounds it is. It's mad. Some mad Kabbalah magic going on right here. The point is, at the end of the day, Hunter got ruled down. He got knocked down. That might be what it was. Either way, Hunter at his best can be a long night for Wardley. That's for sure. Be a long night. That said, I think Hunter and Justice Hooney, so much of the same, and it probably makes sense. I'll play the clip now quickly for you, man.
Is, like I say, this is the interim world title. I would like to have the whole world title, have the whole belt. That would be, I think there has recently been a mandatory fight called by the WBA for Pulev to fight Hunter.
Is that right?
So in a sense, my fight was a semi-final. Their fight will be a semi-final, and then the two of us will come together and fight for the full world title. I think that's the most likely step for me, and also I think it's a great step.
See, I thought the WBA regular was just a random belt they've made up. I didn't think that had any real weight in, because Pulev isn't legitimately a serious heavyweight anymore. Who's he beat? We don't know. I didn't think the WBA regular worked like that. I didn't think it was like, okay, the interim champion fights the WBA regular, but no doubt that is what, honestly, I could come on here and say, yeah, Wardley should push higher, but end of the day, he's done very well for himself. He's pretty new to the game. I don't mind him. I don't see him as a real world champion. He's not. He's interim, but I don't even see him as a real interim world champion. I mean, if there was no other contenders, if there wasn't the likes of Parker, Caballero knocking around, then of course throw Wardley in there. But there's a certain man need to get their shot before we even think about Wardley getting a taste, to tell the truth. So if he wants to do a side mission with Hunter and Pulev, the winner of that should be Hunter all day and night. It should be. Pulev's 45 years old. It should be Hunter. And in such a circumstance, that's another horizontal fight. Yeah? Hunter, Justice Hooney, very similar. And I sign off on that. Now, Wardley's also... Wait a minute.
Because it's not throwing me straight in with Usyk, throwing me straight in with Dubois, another one straight in there. Again, another high level operators, good fight to build with, some great guys, with great experience.
Yeah, so you're hearing there, he's rolling it back. On the fight night, understandably, he's pumped full of adrenaline, massive shock victory. Yeah, Usyk, I'm not sure he'd be able to catch my right hand. Saying, man, rightfully so though. I respect that. At least Fabio, fair play to Fabio actually. There's no point roasting him. Because you can't have it both ways, YB. I'm saying fair play to Fabio for being honest. The honest truth is, you don't want nothing to do with them, man, at this point. And he's saying that. A lot of man, yeah, they come on the TV. Yeah, I'll just do this. And then really inside they're shitting themselves. Fabio is honest. Not quite ready for them, man. If ever. It's the truth. But certainly now, Hunter, perfect. Or the winner of that, Hunter and Pulev, perfect. It's okay. It's not going to do big numbers, but we're all going to watch it. Well, we're all going to scam it. You best believe it. But okay. Anyway, there's another thing here. Fabio Argus Wardley calls out Derek Chisora to complete his 50th fight. I don't think that'll be Chisora's last, particularly if he wins. If he loses, he might step away. If he wins, I'll be very shocked if Chisora goes, especially if there's opportunities like this. Yeah, let's say Dillian White and Chisora fight in Argus, which is my base case right now, and Wardley's still hanging around the place. I don't see why Chisora wouldn't fight Wardley for an interim world championship. Although I think at one point Chisora was IBF mandatory. Is it IBF? It was something. He beat Wallin and he was up there. I'm pretty sure it was IBF. So Chisora puts his post out on June 8th. Big 50th fight coming soon at DAZN at Queensbury. And Wardley calls him out and says, war versus war, give me a call. Now, I think Chisora posting on June 8th that his big 50th fight's coming soon. That tells me it's Dillian White. Because we know Dillian White's about to announce something for Argus. At the same time, though, Chisora's picture, he's got Usyk on there, he's got Dubois on there, he's got AJ on there, and he's got Parker on there. It could be Parker. It could be Chisora versus Parker. Which would really fuck Dillian White. That means Dillian White's got to fight Joe Joyce or Italma. They're going to serve him up to Italma, man. That's diabolical, man. That's diabolical. Do these man not know Dillian White's got kids, man? How are you going to put him in there with Italma? Now I'm joking. I don't know how good Italma is. That would be a good test, but still. If Dillian White did get sparked, that would be inhumane. See the point? If Dillian White does well against Italma, great. But if he gets sparkled, it's inhumane. To tell the truth. It's a humanitarian issue for me. Honestly. Yeah? That's the sides we're Hague, 100%. Anyway. It's not going to be AJ. AJ's not fighting Chisora. AJ's not ready to the end of the year, so it's unlikely to be AJ. The only one on this list it could be is Parker. It could be. Parker wouldn't turn down a Chisora fight, but they've fought twice already and Parker won both of them. So maybe that's just Chisora being hopeful, but I'd assume it's Dillian White. And that's the fight everyone would watch again. Parker fight, I think Parker just be too quick, and he might do. He's already knocked Parker when he wasn't his final form. He knocked Chisora down 3 or 4 times in the second fight. Yeah, and that was the Parker who definitely couldn't punch. This Parker, who might be able to punch now a little bit more, who just sparkled Bacoli. Yeah, I don't want to see Uncle. I don't want to see Unk in there, man. I don't want to see Unk Derek in there like that with Parker right now. You just don't need that. It's like I don't want to see Chisora in there with Caballero either. I just don't want to watch it. It'd be horrible. It's not. You don't want that kind of work at this point in your career. But yeah, Chisora and Wardley. What do I think about that? I think young people should fight young people. To tell the truth, that's how I feel like Chisora. Chisora should be given now. He got much unluck. Chisora's had. He got a lot of draws, is it, or a lot of losses where he should have won. He's in the twilight of his career. I don't think he needs Wardley in there swinging it off. But then again, I think Wardley could clip him. But Wardley could also get backed up. But yeah, the point is, I don't want to. I'd watch it. It'd be good. Do big numbers, relatively. But I think let Chisora fight Dillian White. He's trying to push for this world title. I'm thinking, bro, yeah. I don't know what planet you're on. The only thing is, if Usyk was to fight Chisora, I know Usyk would do enough to win. I don't think Usyk would punish Chisora. He'd give him a humanitarian innings. Dubois though, yeah. Bear in mind, Don Charles has been beefing with Chisora. Dubois would do Chisora proper arm. No, don't want to watch that. Seriously, don't want to watch that, man. That feels too colonial to me, to tell the truth. That'd take me back to my great granddad's era having to watch that. I don't want to see that shit, man. He's 2025. Yeah. We've modernised since them colonial rule times of the Mandinga fighters. I don't want to see Chisora in there with Dubois if he was to beat Usyk. It's got to be a young man's game. Wardley, okay, Wardley's messy enough. There's enough holes there where I'd probably, okay, if Chisora wants it. But people like Wallin, who can't punch, Dillian White's proper shot, that's what you should be looking for now, man. We'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, like the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about it, so people stop it. Yep.